episodic podcasting adventure. It's Talkamania.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's another episode of Talkamania. I'm your co-host, Desmino, here with my tag team partner, Jaybomb. Say it, Jaybomb.
What's up, man? That sounded like a little bit of a nut slap over there.
It was supposed to be me simulating a tag in, but it wasn't. I used my nuts, so now I gotta sit on my beer because my balls hurt.
What's up, man? How you doing? How's your week been?
That's how we open up Talkamania. Good, man. Working my ass off, catching up on wrestling. Now here talking with my boy. It's been a good week for Talkamania as well.
Yeah, it's been a great week for Talkamania. We had the most downloaded episode last week since our existence, man.
Since I came out of the womb.
That's it. It seems like the decision we made to go with full press coverage is paying off early, right off the bat. We've made a few changes of how we handle ourselves on social media, which is pretty cool. We're getting into the Instagram game. Bear with us. We are middle-aged men that don't quite understand, what the kids are up to on the gram. But
buttons.
We're figuring it out. My wife's helping us. But the podcast has been great. And on top of that, the Boston Bruins eliminated the Toronto Maple Leafs last night in Game 7. So shout out to Ian. Our buddy over at Full Press Coverage, we were texting each other the whole game, so it was a nail biter. But at the end of the day, we triumphed.
How many diapers did you go through in that series?
I took 2 dumps during that game, and I'm not fucking kidding.
Oh no, I've been there. I've been in some Montreal series as well too, where it's like I have my beer, and if you when you get really nervous, you might trigger your need to go to the bathroom.
I call them anticipoos.
Ooh, it's a good name. But I would actually have to stop drinking my beer because it would just cause my stomach to get irritated, and I was just like, from whistle to whistle, just nail biting. But give you guys props. Boston did do it. I feel that a little bit. I wanted Toronto to pull it off, but they've come a long way. They put together a good team, but they could not slay the beast, which is the Big B, the Bruins, going on to face Columbus Blue Jackets in the next round.
Yeah, that's interesting. Columbus has been off for a little while now. The Bruins are going to get one day off, which is today, and then they're back on the ice. Thankfully, they stay in Boston, so no travel. And I just don't know what to expect. Columbus was the 8th seed heading in, beat Tampa in 4, which I don't think anybody fucking believed. So it's going to be interesting.
Definitely some interesting matchups. I mean, we got Dallas moving forward. Pretty excited. I always liked Dallas growing up. And the Blues. I've always been a Blues fan as well, too. So them knocking out Winnipeg, sad because another Canadian team, they're all out now officially. Yeah. Although most of the teams have Canadian players across the board. But I've got the Blues moving against the Stars, and that's a common matchup. I think these guys have faced off a few times, and I don't know who I want to win this one. So in hindsight, you don't want either one to lose, but one of them's going to win. So that's not too bad. And then The Sharks, they did it. They pulled off some magic. They were losing. They got that major penalty in the last period, came back, and they won. They were able to, I'm not going to say they're going to break the playoff curse, but I was impressed.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'd want to kill the refs if I was Vegas. But yeah, that was crazy. Crazy, end of the third, and the first round was just fucking nuts. I'm just happy it's over, and I'm happy the Bruins made it out, and I feel like the first round's the hardest round to get through. It's almost like the beginning of all of our podcasts. The first few minutes are just so hard to get through. But I feel like we're through them now, Des, and I think we can move on, and we can tell our listeners where they can find us.
I think we can. All right, guys, as always, man, make sure to check us on the social media scene. Jay was talking about it. We're all over the Twitter, @_Talkamania, and on Instagram, just Talkamania. We were good enough to grab that one.
Quick enough.
And make sure to check us out, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast that kicks. Give us a listen, tell your friends, and I don't know. That's all I got to say about that.
And if you are into the sports and you want to listen to sports radio in the morning, check out Full Press Coverage. And every Thursday morning at 11, after the sports is done, we move on to the scripted sports, and you could listen to Talkamania. So we're live, well, not live, but we air live every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock on Full Press Radio. And check out our partners on Twitter, at Full Press Radio and Full Press Wrestling, of course, if you want to check out, what is it? They got articles, they got breaking news, just some really fun stuff. Our buddy Evan is taking care of it. That's at FPC_wrestling. And we were added to Podcoin this week. So if you're looking for a new player, check out Podcoin. They actually pay you to listen to podcasts. It's pretty interesting. And if you listen to Talkamania for the next 2 weeks, 1.5 times the bonus.
What?
So it's pretty interesting. Yeah. Don't you want to make money listening to podcasts, dude?
I wish I could make money listening to you. You're droning on and on and on. People don't want to hear about this shit. They want to hear about wrestling.
We'll get there. We'll get there. And, of course, check out our new website, www.talkamania.com. And if you want to buy some merch, prowrestlingtees.com/talkamania. And Dez did some twitching this week. What did you twitch on?
I was doing Resident Evil. Guys, I've been talking about this game for weeks. I did my 4-hour playthrough. I'm also now playing on Madhouse mode, which is ridiculously difficult and terrifying. But, guys, check it out. Pretty cool game. And we're getting busy on the Twitch.
Yeah, so if you want to check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/talkmaniacs. Now that all that shit is
Are you done?
out of
You're
the
done
way,
now? It's over? We're
done.
good? Okay,
I'm done.
good.
So on this episode, we are going to be talking about news from around the wrestling world, as we always do. We're going to be doing the Raw and Smackdown takeaway. And at the tail end of the show, we're actually going to be giving our predictions/fantasy booking of how we think the 2 ladder matches at Money in the Bank are going to roll out. So that should be fun. We don't usually do that.
I'm going to win.
You're going to... Oh, I don't know if it's... What's a competition now?
No, I'm entering the Money in the Bank. I'm declaring it right now.
Oh. We should do... No, that's a bad idea. All right, let's move on. Let's
Let's
talk
go
about
get the ladder.
I caught myself. I never used to catch myself. Now I know. It goes in my brain, and I feel it coming down the back of my neck, and it gets to my mouth, and I'm like, don't do it. And I always start a bit. Just put the tip in.
Remember when we were kids, we used to do backyard wrestling, and we used to have ladder matches. That was good old
Yeah,
days.
you'd always win, you son of a bitch.
I don't. Come on, you couldn't beat me. It was real, real. I wanted to actually bring up one thing that was interesting. So now on Vice or Viceland TV or whatever the hell it is, they have that the dark side of the ring, right?
Yeah, great.
You said you were just checking one out yourself.
I watched them all.
Oh, you did. I just right before we started recording, I watched the Montreal Screwjob one.
Oh, honestly, I've seen so many Montreal Screwjob docs. That one was really good. It was different. Surprisingly, they're always repetitive. This one was good. It was like a different angle.
Yeah, I would have liked to see like maybe if they could have got McMahon in there, Shawn Michaels in there, but
They refused.
oh yeah, did they?
Yeah, Michaels refused, yeah.
We probably want to just let it go, you know? I could understand. It's,
Yeah, and they probably have like their own, like the guys over at Smart to Death did an interview with the 2 guys who made the...
Yeah, I saw that, guys. If you
show.
haven't checked it out, check it out. Good stuff
Yeah.
right there.
And they talked about that they reached out to Shawn Michaels and he said no, and Hulk Hogan said no as well for the Macho Man one. And it seemed to be like they had other stuff going on, so maybe they're working on other documentaries or other, programs and stuff that'll air stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
I could also just see Shawn Michaels being like, you know what, man? Geez, why do we keep bringing this shit up? Like, let's move forward with our lives. Brett is funny because it's caused Brett such misery and, it was a terrible state in his
He's
career.
not over it.
Well, he's not over it, but he's also still making money off of it, so...
For sure, yeah.
I don't, but yeah, definitely good, guys. Check it out. They really tried to, I guess, make the most out of Vince Russo and Cornette going at it, which is interesting as well too. But yeah,
it was very cool to see actually.
Yeah,
I like
cool.
Cornette, man. What do you think of him?
I mean, I've always liked Cornette, but I can't. He's a guy I probably couldn't share a room with, or a house, or an apartment with. But he cracks me up. He's given a lot to the industry as well too. But. Yeah, now it makes me think like who was responsible, who made the call, who came up with the idea, and it's like it's so funny to have 2 of them just be so adamant it was them, right? Like which one of them's lying? Which one of them's lying?
And then Scott Hall goes and throws in.
He's an idiot. I don't believe in
I know he's an idiot, but it still made if and they talked about this on the interview that Smart had. if you aren't a wrestling fan, you don't know who Scott Hall is, and you're watching this for the first time, not being a fan, never hearing about the screw job, then for sure you're sitting there going like, wow, man, the wrestling industry is super fucked up. Like, what's real? What's fake?
Then you Google Scott Hall and you're like, oh yeah, well I can't believe anything this guy says.
Check out the Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, that's the one I really want to check
Yeah.
out because I was kind of a, I guess I like the whole. I was a fan of him in a sense, but also the story behind it. I like reading this kind of stuff. And
it's very cool.
Yeah, it's a messed up and a bit tragic story as well. So I definitely want to check that one out too. But guys, if you haven't seen The Dark Side of the Ring, go ahead and check it out, man. Really cool stuff. Are these weekly, monthly?
I think they said there's going to be 6 episodes, and then they're trying to get second season going. So the Macho Man one was good too, but there was just. I mean, they had Hogan's wife on it, which is pretty cool because we've never heard like her side of the story. So you kind of got like the female perspective, but I kind of knew everything about that story anyway, so it wasn't as interesting as the other two.
Word.
But yeah. All right, let's get going. Let's talk about the news from around the wrestling world. So we found out this week that Undertaker and Kurt Angle have been pulled from their appearances at StarCast 2 in Vegas. I guess Vince McMahon put the kibosh on that, eh?
Yeah, I'm hearing he signed a new contract that basically said, you can't do that shit. He wants to limit the Undertaker's, I guess, appearances. I guess, they feel he's homegrown. I guess when it comes down to it, he's like the most WWE guy there is now in the WWE, right? Of all, like even Hogan goes around and does his things, but it seems like the dead man has always been WWE. So, and Kurt Angle too, limiting the WWE talent from doing things like this. What do you think?
Shitty.
Do you think they're just like, throwing their weight around, or do you think they really feel threatened?
Rucker put it well on Twitter today. I don't think that they are competition, but they are their competitors. So it's like, I think he put it like, if you work for Budweiser, why would you go and, do another beers commercial? So it's a little bit like that. It's not like it's competition, but they're competitors. So, I mean, I see how it makes sense.
What about that guy who switched from Verizon to Sprint? We all see him on TV.
Yeah, well, when the Undertaker starts getting paid by the competitor, then maybe it'll be okay if he does a competitor's show like that.
Can you hear me? Good.
Dustin Rhodes has ended his contract with WWE. He's officially released, and he will be Cody's opponent at Double or Nothing. That's pretty cool.
I thought it was pretty cool too. A lot of people were thinking it was going to be a big name, maybe even Dean Ambrose. But I'm cool with it being those two. I know they've wrestled before, yes, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a really big event. I think Goldust getting involved with it's awesome to be part of this with his brother. And,
for sure.
Who knows what this is going to mean? Is this going to be a one-off? Is he going to be in AEW officially? I have to imagine he'll be involved to some capacity, maybe a booker, I don't know. But even just imagine some of the matches you have with Goldust, and maybe they'll have more free reign for Goldust to kind of unleash that, I guess, past Goldust we've seen. Go back and watch his match against Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 12. I always think of that match as his best match in my memory. And maybe to have that kind of matchup with, different talent on the AEW roster, we could see some cool things out of Goldust because we just haven't been seeing any good things out of Goldust in years. So
well, it's not going to be Goldust. He put Goldust to rest.
Right.
It's going to be Dustin Rhodes.
Right.
But yeah, no.
I'm
in ring. I know what you mean. No, I'm excited for it as well. I think this is a big match. I don't know why people were thinking it's not a big match. Dustin Rhodes hasn't wrestled outside of WWE in fucking how long?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so to see both of them with, no constraints, no WWE telling him what to do in the match, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he's another guy who's always kind of been a WWE guy. I know he's kind of bounced around and gone to other companies, but if you look at, the length of his career, he spent most of it with the WWE.
Daniel Bryan has been pulled from live shows. Rumor has it he's injured. What have you heard?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. The latest I'm hearing is that they're keeping it low-key because they want to keep it low-key, and it shouldn't be as bad as everybody thinks it is. It's not a concussion, and it shouldn't be that long until he's back. So I think a lot of people initially think, hush, hush, don't talk about it, it's concussions. Right now, the feeling is that's not the case, and he should be back sooner than later.
I mean, I don't wish injury upon anybody, but I do kind of feel like when you lose the championship, like Daniel Bryan had a pretty good run of it.
Yeah, man, take a
he
break.
defended it a few times.
Go home for a couple weeks, rest up.
To me, there's no, rematch clause anymore, quote unquote. Yeah, right.
Mr. Charlotte.
But it's just nice. to see. It's nice to see the champion leave for a bit. Get him out of our minds. Let him come back fresh. He doesn't have to feud with Kofi, so that kind of writes itself. I hope it's nothing major, but I think he can, have a little bit of time away. Go see Brie.
Well, that's it. I mean, like you said, he's had a great run. He's been away from his family. I think that's kind of a norm in my mind. Like, he had this great run. He loses the title. Let him go home and rest up and heal up. And, I think he'll be back soon. And don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. But
yeah, they'll pop for him.
You think he'll be back on SmackDown or go over to the red brand?
I think he's going to stick around on SmackDown. I do. God, SmackDown's stacked. Honestly, I was looking at the roster. Who's on Raw, man? It's like there's nobody on Raw.
They have Cesaro. Come on, man. He's your save all.
Sasha Banks was again not on TV this week. The rumors are still going crazy. This week there were rumors that she wants out of her contract altogether and she's willing to sit it out. But then today I read contracts that she's going to be back on SmackDown. So who knows what to think.
Yeah, nothing more to add than that. That's pretty much it. She is threatening to ride out her contract. They're pretty much at an impasse. And it's going to kind of see who bends first. But apparently she will go to SmackDown most likely when she returns. I guess that's the way she sticks with Bayley. Maybe they'll meet her halfway and let her keep her tag team together. But at the same time, I think the temperatures with the Raw management, Raw roster, and the people behind the scenes, a little too iffy right now. So sending her over to SmackDown is probably the best choice for her. But we'll see, we hope they work things out and we'll figure this shit out.
As it comes, yeah. You had this in your notes. I heard nothing of it. Jeff Hardy is apparently injured as well.
Well, just a minor note. Yeah, he apparently got her banged up a leg or a knee or something lower body at a live show this past week. I don't know if it's going to be anything long term, but you got to can't help but think. But Jeff Hardy, man, this guy seems to be injured all the time.
Well, with the way he wrestles, the style he wrestles, I guess. And what is he, like 40? It's got to be.
Well, yeah, he's pushing it, and that's absolutely it. The guy's wrestled a pretty reckless style his whole career, and even now he still continues to do so to a certain degree. But if he changes his style altogether, that's not Jeff Hardy.
No, it's not Jeff. Kota Ibushi has signed a lifelong deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I was thinking he would do something with AEW, and maybe
Me too.
Maybe there's going to be some kind of loop or tie-in where he can make appearances if Kenny comes over and makes appearances in New Japan. We do know that Kenny is available to go work in New Japan. He's not locked down to AEW, so that might be your loophole right there. If you do want to see more matches with him, they might be able to send some talent over to New Japan. Maybe do some cross-promotion stuff. I like the whole idea of sharing is caring, cross-brand could be good. Promoting each other is a good thing. But I don't know, man. I was surprised to see that because I thought he would maybe venture elsewhere. But I also like the whole thing of somebody being loyal to the core. Somebody always eventually bends, sells out, goes to the WWE. We saw Kenny Omega. He's sticking it out, and he's going with AEW all the way when he could have easily had a huge payday with the WWE. And I respect him for that. And that's what makes him special. He was the one who never went to the big WWE. And Kota Ibushi, too. Well, I mean, there's still time, right? Of course. But
there's time.
Kota Ibushi signing with New Japan Pro Wrestling is huge. And it's exciting. It definitely helps out New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Ruby Riott lost to Dana Brooke this past week on Main Event. It seems like the bury of Ruby Riott is nowhere near finished.
That was maybe the saddest news I read all week. It's just like the Ruby Riott squad weren't on TV this week, and then they do Main Event, and she loses against Dana Brooke. Ouch! Ooh. Now I get,
but I feel like Dana's getting a push.
That's it. I feel like that's the case. They really kind of she went out and cut that promo, and she kind of laid all her matzo balls hanging out there, and they're trying to turn around and get some momentum behind her. So who knows? Maybe they'll put her in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it could be a good opportunity for her to shine, or at least try to do something to keep her on the rise. But yeah, Ruby
is she on
Riott,
Raw? I think so.
I would imagine. I don't know if they
we'll
specifically
have to do a stat check
mentioned.
on that.
But she's feuding with, with Ruby, so I mean, Main Event, can it be wrestlers from either brand? I don't know the rules for Main Event.
No idea. Never watched it. Is it even on TV?
No, they film it before Raw or SmackDown, I think.
I know, but why do they film it if it's not on TV, right?
And then WWE
it's
Network,
on WWE
maybe?
Network?
No, I think I've seen it on TV as well.
Like Sunday nights
it's
at midnight
pretty much
or some
Sunday
shit
Night
like that?
Heat, Shotgun Saturday Night,
Sunday Night Heat used to have its moments. It did. There was some good stuff that happened on Sunday Night Heat.
There were wrestlers that were
Attitude
like, they are Mr. Sunday Night Heat. I think Stevie Richards, too, was Mr. Sunday Night Heat, and they'd always put on these great matches, and there was some stuff to look forward to for sure.
All right, let's move on to Raw and SmackDown. There was all the news of all the triple threats to open up Raw. Extremely weird that they announced it and then just had them all come out one by one in what seemed to be an attempt at a surprise.
They've never done this before.
It was so bad. AJ versus Ray versus Joe, and then the other match was Corbin versus McIntyre versus Miz, and ultimately it set up the match for Seth Rollins versus AJ at Money in the Bank, which is going to be dope. But that AJ, Ray, and Joe match to kick off Raw was so refreshing. It was so, like, we were tweeting that it was so, like, the ending was cool. Everything about it was just fun. Ray was like, it was innovative, yeah. The way that AJ used Ray to finish it all off.
Well, it's cool how AJ opened the show and closed the show. So I guess they're really still high on AJ Styles, which is great. And it's great to see him and Rollins facing it off. And a lot of people are complaining because they're saying, wow, this is too soon. You want to have this match at SummerSlam. You want to have it on a big card. But you know what? Why not look at it as like, look, let's elevate Money in the Bank by having it at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And why can't it be the first match in a feud that pays off at SummerSlam?
Absolutely. Definitely could go that way. Like right now we have two faces going at each other. You know, are they going to go into the match two faces? I actually hope so. Maybe later on, AJ Styles can turn heel and we get that heel AJ Styles again. He did talk about burying John Cena or beating up John Cena this week.
Beating up John Cena.
Yeah, so I like that. Got a little taste of it. But who knows what's going to happen. But I'd like to see these guys feuding. You know, the rumor was it was going to be Corbin. So, you know.
Anybody but Corbin.
That's it. So I was surprised. And look, even with the triple threat with Corbin, Miz, and McIntyre, obviously it wasn't as good as the first triple threat. But, you know, even when Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore and Baron threw him out and sold the pin, this is something they've done many times before. Mm-hmm. But they made it look really good. And the way that Drew acted afterwards made it look really good too. So I kind of actually like that. So who knows what's going to happen. Maybe they'll have Corbin versus Drew because now they've had a wedge between them with this match. But we also have the Money in the Bank ladder match coming up. We need competitors in it. And you know, we're going to be limited in spaces. So, we're AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, man. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Fucking
every
right.
day of the week. He's so tiny, AJ Styles.
Yeah, when you see Seth Rollins looking down on a guy the way that he was looking down on AJ at the end of Raw, Raw ended cool. I thought everything about that was just, you know, beautifully done. I'm ready to see the Seth Rollins era, like the true Seth Rollins era of Raw, with Roman not being there, with Brock not being there. It's gonna be exciting. Women's Tag Team Champs, we're back in singles action again this week, which, I mean, I tweeted you, these titles are just a fucking joke. Against Naomi. So Billie Kay takes the loss. I mean, it's a comedy act, right?
Well, Lay Cool 2.0. But yeah, it's so funny because ever since these tag team titles have been in circulation, all we keep getting is like singles matches.
Yeah.
And we don't see like actual tag team title defenses really. I know that they ended up fighting some like jobbers, I think 1 week, local jobbers, the Iconics, but I mean, where's the tag team wrestling? And we even had Peyton Royce going in a singles match against Kairi Sane. And you know, that also, it brings me to a whole other point. I'm super excited to have Kairi Sane and Asuka together. You know, people are coming up with ideas for their team name, the Pirates of Tomorrow, the M-Pirates. It's exciting. Paige is there, putting them together. They've been teasing this, and then they go out and have a singles match. Now, I just felt with SmackDown, they're trying to rush things along a little bit. Like even the way that they kind of come out between segments, they transition now. Like Ginger will come out during a promo or something that just was from the last segment. But I felt like they could have made this a tag match. I think it would have been cool. Make it they beat the champions in a non-title match, or even have Mandy and Sonya come out. I guess the whole point here was that the new acquisition is Kairi Sane, and they want to show her, I guess, and make sure that she's a little bit of the focus. So. I'm being a little bit patient. I assume they're going to start having maybe some tag team matches. They're leading up to Mandy and Sonya against Asuka and Kairi maybe next week. Maybe we'll have a triple threat for the tag titles at Money in the Bank. But I just felt like, I don't know, man, these tag titles, they really haven't been following through with them at all.
I don't think they're going to last. I'm not going to lie. They announced it really oddly during that Christmas Raw special. They didn't follow up with it the week after. And then the actual inaugural tag team of Bayley and Sasha, they won it in a non-tag team match. It was a Hell in a Cell. And since then, they never defended it on NXT. They never went over to SmackDown and defended it. Then they lost it at WrestleMania. Since then, it's been defended, like you mentioned, against jobbers in Chicago. And that's it. And I think eventually they're just going to run out of steam because there's not enough women on the roster to have a conclusive title division and a tag team title division.
I don't know. I think they have the bodies to do it. I just think that they're not doing it. And I almost feel sometimes like McMahon was getting harassed by this so much. He's like, fine, you want tag team titles? I'll give you tag team titles. And then sets them up to fail. Just so you can be like, see?
Don't blame him. I think it was too soon. I really do think it was too soon.
Lashley, go out there and show them your ass.
All right, we got Sami Zayn, who showed up on Raw again this week. Cut what I call a stellar promo. According to the notes that you sent over to me, you think it's already getting stale.
It's stellar promos. He's great. I love what he's doing. But what's it leading to?
I don't know. And I think that's part of the fun, dude.
We're not even seeing him wrestle. Well, first of all, I heard he came back a bit early and he's still stiff in the shoulders. So maybe that's them kind of like buying a bit of time, letting him heal up a little bit more. But, I mean, I don't know. Bray Wyatt cuts an amazing promo. But he cuts the same promo in different words week after week. And Sami Zayn, for me, is just doing a little bit of that right now. I think it's great. I think he's awesome on the mic. I'm not trying to take away or discredit him. But, you know, next week I know he's going to come out. And he'll probably do the same thing and then drop the mic and walk away. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping somebody comes out and starts a program with him or something. But, you know, it's more of like a, is he getting stale? Because he might. For some people, I'm sure they're already like, okay, I've had enough of this. Where's it going?
It seems like, you know, when the McMahons came out and they were like, okay, this is a new era. We're going to listen to our fans. We're going to listen to the audience. Yada, yada, yada. It seems like since then, and especially in the last few weeks, they've been addressing, like, the marks. Like, Sami Zayn is pretty much telling everybody like us, you're the fucking problem with the WWE. You're the fans that I don't like. And people on social media are... What's that?
So but the thing is, he's generalizing all of them. He's just turning on all fans, right?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, when he's in the arena, it doesn't really make sense because there's a whole bunch of kids there that just, you know, they're better fans than we are, I guess you could say. But it seems like he's reaching out to the marks. And then the whole storyline of Sasha, like, if this is a work, if what's going on with Bayley and the crowds and the tweets that she's sending out after, like, it just seems like this is a little bit of an attack on the marks the last few weeks. And I think that that's what they're pushing with Sami Zayn. And if that's the case, it's interesting, but I don't know who his opponent's going to be. I agree with you on that. Who is it going to be?
I absolutely wouldn't be surprised if they're getting more hip to playing us, I guess. Learning how we work, learning how we think. You know, we think we know everything. We find everything before it happens. And they're like, well, if they're going to, you know, play us, let's play them. Yeah. And I think to some degree there is a little bit of that. Who knows? The whole Sasha thing could be a work. Maybe she wanted time off. Maybe she, you know... I don't know, you know, and that's just one example. There's just so much shit that goes on that we think we know, and, you know, we don't know shit.
We don't know shit. Cesaro on Raw got showcased.
Well, I'm happy he's going back into his singles run now. Now, look, I'm sad. I like the Bar. People were saying the Bar were stale and the Bar were, you know, yesterday's news. I'm still a Bar fan. I like those. Those two guys together were great. Man, think about how long they've been together. A very freaking long time. They had that best of 7.
Yeah, they've been
together for like 4 years, maybe around minimum. I think around, like, it's been ridiculous. And, you know, I know Sheamus has been a bit banged up. I think he had a concussion. He's got some back issues, so this lets him get a little bit of the mend. And it lets Cesaro go out and do things. And look, man, we saw him do his debut match against Cedric Alexander. And this was Cedric Alexander's debut match on the main roster. Huge deal. Big deal. Yep. And he lost.
Well, is it?
And he lost. To him, for sure.
I think it's good booking.
I think it's good booking, too. Cesaro, I mean, honestly, if you would have had Cesaro lose, that would have been a terrible way to start his run on Raw. I think he needed that win. He absolutely needed it more than Cedric Alexander did. Lightweights can lose matches and win the next week and, you know, whatever. They can rebound. But Cesaro needs some momentum. They need to be serious. They took Andrade back to SmackDown, and our consolation prize was Cesaro. Don't have him come on the show and lose right away. I'm a Cesaro fan as well too. So I'm hoping they're taking him serious and not just going to put him in there as a filler wrestler or a wrestler to put over other wrestlers.
The win was definitely good booking. What makes me a bit nervous is that he came out to Sheamus's music, and he was still throwing up the bar logo, and there was like no Titantron thing for him.
He didn't remember how to do it. He's like, what? Wait, how do I be a single wrestler again?
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know why I didn't go back. I mean, I'm happy he didn't come out in a tux and rip it off. I thought that was pretty lame. But it would have been nice to see him not repackaged, but just kind of like
be himself. Like be a one-man show. The thing is, also, I remember he said in an interview he hates his theme music. So maybe he grew on to the whole bar one, and he's like, you know what, I like this song too. I know, but
what's Sheamus gonna come out to? The same fucking music?
Same song, or maybe it's the old one. Who knows? But yeah, no, absolutely, I definitely feel you there. But I'm happy to see Cesaro in a singles competition. I hope he's involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it could be a great match for him. And hell, man, I wouldn't even mind if he won the whole thing.
It'd be definitely interesting. I hope he gets a new song before that, though. I really do. So the Viking Experience. The Viking Raiders. We're back on Raw with a new name. WWE also did some trolling by having Michael Cole clearly indicating the name of their finishing move. It switched from Thor's Hammer to the Viking Experience. And then we saw the promo right after.
They actually changed the move to the Viking Experience?
Yes, they did.
Oh my God, I did not catch that.
I'm telling you, man.
Awesome.
There's these
they're playing us, man. They know
the jabs to the marks.
Dude, you see all these writers that are dropping out of the WWE. They're looking to hire new writers. I'm pretty sure they just need to get a young, hip guy to go there,
like us,
offer something refreshing, and also be like, look, man, the marks online. Let's like Sami Zayn could have. You're right. He could just be that. Let's send him out there and just have him call us out and make fun of us all, and and he's doing a good job at it too. So.
Yeah, he is. And after the Viking, what's their name? The Viking Raiders match, they had a promo with Kurt Hawking, and he dropped the Berserker bomb. He said something about Berserker and looked right at the camera.
Yeah, I thought it too was great. And he kept saying, these guys are brand new. They've only been here for a week. They've only been here for 2 weeks. And it's like, yeah, it was funny. It's cool they can laugh at themselves and stuff.
Yeah,
some stuff they don't explain. Some stuff they do. Like Andrade and Zelina making their way back to SmackDown. They didn't explain that. Except for they're hinting at they hate Balor so much that they could not escape them and he would go back.
Which is actually a really good angle to pull. I mean, they're what? They're 1-1 now. Andrade versus Finn Balor, I could watch them fight, every week. It's been good matches. You got to think it was Charlotte that pulled some backstage stuff. And I think, because, Black even went to SmackDown because of all this.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're trying to keep all the couples together. WWE, or at least the insiders, are claiming Fox made the demand because they wanted to reach out to their Latin demographic. Mind you, they could have pulled Rey Mysterio back.
Okay. Yeah, bullshit.
But, I'm sure at the same time, Charlotte's like, what the hell? Everybody's together except for me and my couple. And then maybe as a compromise, they brought Black over. So, look, man, there's parts of me that really were excited for Andrade to be on Raw. He was going to be highlighted a lot better, I think. More matchups, 3 hours to fit him in there every week as opposed to the 2 hours where there wasn't always time. But now he's with Charlotte. So if she's got the pull to basically pull him over to SmackDown, I'm sure he's got bright things in his future. But a part of me also is a little upset because now we broke up Ricochet and Black, and I thought they were working good together, and I think they could.
I'm happy though.
But I think they were inevitably going to have a feud one-on-one on the main roster, and I think that would have been something to look forward to too. So Ricochet's got to maybe find his way. Maybe it'll end up being a good thing for him as well too. Maybe he'll end up picking up a singles title sooner than later. But I look, a lot of people are upset this week because Andrade was on Raw. He picked up the big win against Balor, and then they send him over to SmackDown, and then he loses his match against Balor, and people were pissing and moaning about that. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, because they're saying, look, he was on Raw, he had this big opportunity in Raw, they throw him back on SmackDown, and they're jobbing him out, right? But those,
give me a break.
I'm on the same page with you. And look, I'm gonna guarantee you right now, your end result you're gonna get right here, Andrade is winning the Intercontinental Championship.
1,000%.
1,000%. You heard it right here in Talkamania.
Yeah. If that's the story that they're playing, that he went back to SmackDown for that reason, I think it's a great storyline. They're probably going to fight in Money in the Bank, I would assume. Money in the Bank's going to be fucking stacked, man. stacked. Did I screw something up?
No, I'm just laughing at like the concept of like, what would make somebody go back to SmackDown? And for some reason, my mind went into like, what would George Costanza do? You know, and it would basically be like, he borrowed my pants and he took my pants and he's wearing my pants, and I had to go over to SmackDown to get my pants back.
He was chasing tail, man. And you know what? All the people out there that gave Brie Bella and Nikki Bella a really hard time for getting success because of Daniel Bryan and John Cena. Well, I want to hear it when Andrade holds up a title run that, you know, it can go both ways. So fuck all those people that hate the Bellas because of who they were married to.
Man, if Andrade's any smart fella, he would hang on tight to that one.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Becky Lynch. She had a match on Raw against Alicia Fox, which ended up being a match full of botches and no-sells. Lacey Evans came in, botched on her woman's right, just punched her in the hair.
Did she? I mean, I don't know. The whole thing was confusing, the whole match. I don't know if it's because Foxy was in it that just threw the whole dynamics and chemistry off altogether. You know, like,
probably
there's
drunk.
just somebody you pull into the ring at the time and they just kind of make things awkward. But yeah, their match wasn't great. They seemed to try to do a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, didn't make it over. You know, everybody jumps on it right away, and they're like, "Oh, you bash the Bellas, but what happens when it's Becky?" It's whatever, man. You can't. It's ridiculous. But yes, the woman's right. She socked her with it. She didn't sell it. Then she sold it late. They didn't even show it back in the replays.
It was shit.
It was shit. Yeah, it was absolutely shit.
Honestly, I think that move is just horrible. I don't like anything about it. I don't like the way she talks about it. Is it her finisher or is the moonsault her finisher?
It was always her finisher. I think moonsault is second. I guess, you know, some people have two. Like, you know, AJ Styles has the calf crusher and the phenomenal form. Maybe it's just a second maneuver.
Oh, and he's also got the other little squishy thing that he does.
The squishy thing?
Yeah, the Styles Clash.
Right, and the squishy thing.
Yeah, the squishy thing.
But yeah, her woman's right was one of her moves. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get away from the whole like Roman Reigns punch thing, but we've heard that she's supposedly the Roman Reigns of the women's division, or they see big things in her. But I don't know, man. Like that's like the second time too. I think Becky like punched her on the entrance ramp with the women's right as well too, and she didn't sell it really well either at that time, or didn't make it look strong and effective. So if the moonsault becomes her move, that's also a danger because she comes down like a ton of bricks.
Well, which is nice. It looks good.
It does look good, yeah.
It looks like she fucks him up.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's good to see these girls mixing it up, and you know, I'm kind of excited for their match in Money in the Bank. We actually get to see Lacey Evans in a match, or I guess the first official pay-per-view match that we've seen her on in the main roster.
Yeah, it'll be the first pay-per-view. She had a match with Natty at Raw in Montreal while we were there.
Outside of the Rumble, of course.
Yeah, of course. We saw Robert Roode and his porn stash. That's apparently a thing now.
Dude, that stash is going to get him over. It's the best thing that happened to him.
Yeah. No, I tweeted out, like, his interview on WWE.com was good. The match with Ricochet, I mean, I was surprised that he beat Ricochet. I get that Robert absolutely needed to win the match. I just think that maybe don't put Ricochet in it. Kind of weak. Kind of made him look a bit weak, I found. But hey, if Bobby Roode can be good outside of the ring, I could forgive his lack of in-ring entertainment.
Look, a lot of people are upset and salty that Ricochet lost that match. And yeah, in a perfect world, he should have got a win. But I'm telling you, man, Bobby Roode has been dead, floundering, looking for some breath of fresh air. And I think that they needed to give this win to him. If Bobby Roode got a new mustache and went out there and lost that match against Ricochet, he would have been, sorry, man, that would have been the end of Bobby Roode.
He would have been EC3'd, right?
He would have been EC3'd. You needed him to win the match. And I find Ricochet similar to AJ Styles or Balor in the sense that they don't need to, they lose a match, it's not going to harm them overall. Look, they're smaller guys. They get beat up. They lose matches, but they win the big one.
Yeah, okay.
So for me, I feel it's okay. He'll get over it. Ricochet will fight. He'll probably win next week against Robert or in an event coming forward in the future. But yes, relax, guys. I think Bobby is the one that needed this win more than Ricochet needed this win. And that mustache is going to get him over. Yeah. I mean, similar to the pants, I was just thinking right now how funny it would be. And this is, I can tell I've been drinking when I come up with this idea. So you have a match. Bobby Roode wrestles somebody. And at some point in the match, like the guy, he steals Bobby Roode's mustache.
Oh
So
my
Bobby
God.
no longer has his mustache. I guess he like shaves it off. But the guy actually carries around like a fake mustache that looks like Bobby Roode's mustache. And his whole journey is to get back his mustache. When in reality, he could just grow back a new mustache. But he can't have that mustache
It could work.
until he gets it. Yeah.
It could work. It could work. Speaking about weird shit, Bray Wyatt made his return on Raw in a Firefly Funhouse promo. I didn't see it live. And I want to take a second to talk about this because the feed that I was watching started looping. Didn't see it. And then all of a sudden, my phone blew up. Everybody's talking about it on Twitter. Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt. What the fuck was that? You texting me. What the fuck is this shit? Or something along those lines. And I'm freaking out because I can't get my TV to play it and I'm losing my mind. I actually had to wait till SmackDown was completely over and then go back and watch it from the beginning to get back to the Bray Wyatt thing. Internet issues. When I watched it, I thought it was amazing. Like, I didn't get why everybody was so pissed. However, I'm biased in the sense that I was expecting complete and utter garbage, where everybody else kind of got it like out of the blue. So I could see how the perception was different. But dude, I think this could work, man. Like, Bray Wyatt nailed it. Nailed it. He was really good at his delivery.
Yeah, and I mean, when I texted you, it wasn't like, what the fuck is this shit? It was like, what the fuck? Because it was messed up. I want to make it clear. I like the whole thing. You know, obviously it's one of those things where you watch the first time and you're like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And then you watch it again and you're like, you know what? It's actually pretty clever. And, you know, you see the other side. Look, the New Day. People didn't like the New Day at first. They thought it was garbage. They thought it was
true.
cheesy. And, you know, eventually it grows on you and you get to kind of see the bigger picture. And I think here, like you said, Bray nailed it. And there's that cheesiness, PB's Playhouse, Blues Clues kind of feel to it. But there's also something dark there. It's going to lead to something. You see there's still like, you know, I will never come back and be that fat slob again. But like, he's eventually going to turn back into who he was. This is what the ultimate payoff is going to be in this. So, you know, if it's him alone, you know, I think it could be a good place to put Nikki Cross maybe, you know, and have her come in and be like this serious character that's not crazy anymore. And then like maybe when they go out and wrestle, they turn back into their old characters. But then when they're not, they're in that funhouse. Like, I don't know. They could have a lot of fun with it. They could do a lot of things. I'm at least interested to see where this goes. It's piqued my interest at the very least. And you know what? It's better than what he's been doing for the past 8 months, which is nothing.
That's very, very... Actually, go even further. I mean, when was the last time there was a Bray Wyatt promo where you understood what the hell he was talking about?
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about Sami Zayn earlier. It's like he does the same promo, just, you know, in a different way. And you're right. He was kind of just going around in circles with his character. And now, at least, we see something fresh. We see something new. You know, it could be exciting, but it's really up to the WWE to do it.
He was number one trend worldwide after that promo on Twitter. I think that's pretty interesting. Like, good or bad, well received or poorly received, he was number one trend worldwide. And I think I was reading somewhere like Vince McMahon guaranteed that this is going to be amazing. I was reading that Triple H is involved, Undertaker's involved, and Jason Jordan is involved.
I heard the Undertaker's involved too.
And they've hired like Hollywood, I don't know, executives or producers or directors. They're really, really putting an investment in this. I have to think it's WWE's attempt to, you know, like the success of Broken Matt Hardy. I think this is going to be WWE's attempt at something like that, really, really off the shelf. And I'm excited for it, man. Could go in so many different directions.
Well, I was hearing that WWE got lots of calls for people saying that they didn't like it. It was offensive, and like him being a cult leader for the children is dangerous. And the WWE actually was second guessing whether to go through this or not. And then they decided, obviously, when we saw them replay it on SmackDown, you know, they're going to invest into this. So
fuck you.
I think there's magic. I think people got to, like, you know, not be so sensitive and enjoy different things. And it's not terrible. It's something new. It's something fresh. And if you actually go back and read Bray Wyatt's tweets from the past months, it actually ties in with this whole thing. On like,
oh really?
Yeah, it's basically like, you know, him journal entries of his experience, kind of like cleansing himself, going away, killing those demons, and resurrecting and becoming a new person. And now if you actually go back and read them, there's like a timeline of his journey. So the whole time he was kind of playing up into this thing. So it's interesting. It's actually a pretty good, I guess, body of work as an entirety so far. So excited to see where this goes. How is it going to translate into the ring? Is he still going to do all the creepy things, the upside down hanging on the ring post, creeping out his opponents, Sister Abigail? How is that all going to be? I would have thought that the female doll would have been called Sister Abigail. I don't know.
I was thinking so too.
But
I didn't even catch her name. Was it Julie
Penny,
or Pebbles? Or
which is fun fact, there was a doll in PB Herman called Penny.
Oh. Uh-oh. Copyright infringement. All right, we gotta keep this thing going. We're gonna be running out of time soon, so let's go. Shane and Elias seem to be working together. This week we saw them outsmart Roman Reigns on SmackDown. I guess this is the beginning of a storyline between the two, heading into Money in the Bank. Fresh. I mean, we're gonna see Elias in a pay-per-view match. That's huge.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if I'm Roman Reigns and I'm going to SmackDown and I'm like, yeah, this is my yard, and it's like your first feud's against Elias, I'd be like, really, fuck. But Elias, it's like, we're going to send you to SmackDown, your first feud with Roman Reigns. I'd be like, fuck yeah! So, really big for Elias. Teaming up with Shane McMahon, really big as well, too. I'm a bit upset because I really had Elias down for my Money in the Bank winner this year. I think he just looks like Money in the Bank kind of guy, carries his briefcase, cashes it in, and that would be the way he'd win the championship and get himself into the main event territory. But, alas, not to be. Ultimately, the big dog is going to win his first match at this pay-per-view, I can imagine. But I think along the way, you'll see a match between Roman and Elias. He'll pick up a roll-up with his foot on the ropes or something to add a little bit of credibility. And I think that's important for Elias. I think he should take every crumb that he can get on this journey and program with Roman Reigns. And I like Elias. He's trolly, and he could... why not? I'm down.
I don't think he's gonna win. I think Elias is going to win at the pay-per-view. Elias and Shane are going to fuck Roman over, and then we're going to see underdog Roman continue his journey against Elias.
You think so?
I mean,
the first pay-per-view,
I think if Roman
moving to SmackDown, he's going to lose?
They gave him the win at Mania.
You know what, man?
They give everything.
I was overthinking things so much at WrestleMania. Maybe we gotta. Maybe you're right. Maybe you give too much credit to the
Maybe
WWE.
I'm pulling the predictions for Money in the Bank, eh? All right, let's move on. During a face-to-face promo between Charlotte and Becky Two Belts, we saw Bayley come out and actually showed some aggression. Sorry, I'm slaughtering this. She faced Charlotte to see who's going to face Becky at Money in the Bank. And, of course, Charlotte won. So Becky will be pulling double duty at Money in the Bank. We're going to see a rematch between Becky and Charlotte. It's kind of lame.
So let's back up a bit here. Oh, man. This is just painful to watch Charlotte and Becky go at it again. And first thing you started off with is talking about Becky Two Belts. And I'm reading now that they've actually unbanned saying belt. You can
from her mouth.
You can say belt because they wanted to sell lots of T-shirts. But yes, Charlotte comes out. You never beat me. You shouldn't have my title. Shut the fuck up. You knew the rules of this match.
Yeah, I never understood
really
that. Really
lazy direction to go in that promo, but fair enough. She comes out. Becky starts spitting truth, saying there's people backstage, that are waiting for opportunities. I would love to face them, but yet you're here again. And then Bayley comes out, a breath of fresh air. You know what? Bayley's on SmackDown. Let's give her a chance. She comes out less cheery and full of aggression, gets up in Charlotte's face and says, get to the back of the line. I want to challenge Becky for that championship. And I'm like, you know what, man? I could totally do Becky versus Bayley. I'm totally down.
Yep.
It'd be fresh. It's been a while. Great. No, we got a match between Charlotte and Bayley to see who's going to face Becky. Okay, fair enough. Maybe this will be a triple threat. Maybe we'll see Bayley actually win. No, we are getting Charlotte versus Becky again. Mind-numbing. Poor Bayley, poor women in the back. Maybe I sympathize with Sasha just a little bit more because it's rinse, repeat, the same thing over again. So, and I'm telling you, if they set this up to have Charlotte get her belt back, to basically hand it to Becky at WrestleMania, to make this match a spectacular moment, then to hand it back to Charlotte and just continue on, I would be really pissed off.
I have to think that Becky's going to end up on Raw. I mean, the women's division on SmackDown is so stacked that I think she's going to beat Lacey, and I think she's going to inevitably lose to Charlotte.
100%. 100%.
Get ready to be pissed.
And then they're going to be able to say the fact that she did double duty as she lost, but she did wrestle 2 matches, and that'll be the footnote that kind of lets her save face a little bit. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be Lacey. She'll defend against Lacey. She will lose against Charlotte. Charlotte walks away to SmackDown with her Women's Championship again. gets to run SmackDown. Becky gets to run Raw, and I guess that's the direction they're going into, which, for me is poo-poo because, they gave her the title quickly off Asuka for WrestleMania, gave it to Becky.
Always back to
I'm
Asuka.
wearing my Asuka shirt right now, man.
Oh, you are? Nice.
And,
cool, man.
I'm just giving it back to her right after WrestleMania just like that. I don't know, man. It's shit. It's the poop.
It's the shits. Okay, well, what isn't the shits, and probably the biggest takeaway from Raw and SmackDown, Kevin Owens is back. The real Kevin Owens is back. We saw him turn on Kofi Kingston in the New Day during the main event of SmackDown Live. Dez, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel great. I feel great. It is a new day. Yes, it is. As much as I enjoyed having Kevin Owens as part of New Day, it was fun. I wouldn't have cared if they carried on a couple more weeks. Big E came back. They did some kind of thing down the road. That's fine. I ultimately expected KO to turn on them the first week they were together. So the fact that it went an extra week or two, that's fine by me. A lot of fun, and you know what? I like the way Kevin Owens did it. It reminded me a lot of the tag team match that Shawn Michaels and Hogan had, and Shawn Michaels kind of got Hogan when he turned the corner and got the super kick. It looked very much like that, and man, you could have fun with Kevin Owens. He was being funny for the past few weeks, and it was enjoyable for his family. But Kevin Owens, to his core, he's a heel, man. This guy is a heel, and he's meant to be a heel. And I feel like all is right with the world again. Because I wasn't sure who his first challenger was going to be. I was hearing it was going to be Randy Orton. So I'm good with this, man. And I'm excited to see KO back on the dark side.
So I guess they're going to announce Kofi and KO and Money in the Bank. This is going to be like
He held the title up over his head. I mean,
man.
I'm pretty sure this was Kevin Owens' plan all along. Dude, I cannot wait for his promo next week. Kevin Owens is going to go out there and he's going to cut out a nasty monster promo. I love it. He'll make some jokes about the pancakes he ate or something. I'm totally down for this and really excited. And, are they going to take the title off Kofi that soon? Not sure. We'll see how the build-up goes.
They are, I think.
You think so? I was thinking if they're going to go with Randy Orton, then, Randy Orton was going to be that not transitional, but he would have done the job to Kofi, so Kofi doesn't look like he only had the title at WrestleMania and drops it. He fights against Randy, beats Randy, and then maybe goes on to other things. So
as bad as it sounds, and as shitty as it is, let's look at it this way. Kofi Kingston won the championship in Mania. He was a nobody on Raw after Mania. And then the Superstar Shakeup was the Superstar Shakeup. And then this week, Kevin Owens has been the star of that storyline. So, Kofi's already, a co-star, but he's the champion. So it's been focused on Kevin, which kind of sucks for Kofi. So I got to think that they're going to take it off of him. But they gave him a hell of a WrestleMania moment. I know it's not fair, but, guys, it's the way, it's the way it's booked.
Dude, he should never even have happened in hindsight. I mean, Ali's injury was the biggest thing that happened to Kofi, and I think it's amazing. And I think I do think he deserved it. And you know what? I'll even go as far as saying that title looks good around Kofi Kingston's waist.
So good. People are like, I've read some people are like, oh, he should have changed his gimmick up a bit to be a little bit more serious. I don't think he should have. I wish that he would have more of a run with it. I agree with you on that. It's just we know WWE and how it's going to happen, and it's not looking good for him.
No, I just hope they don't close the door entirely for down the line, in a 4-way match or a 5-way match. You would count out Kofi Kingston 100% of the time. I wouldn't mind seeing getting another title run down the line some way or the other. But I do agree that look, they've given him not to sound like a dick, they've given him a lot already. And
yeah,
I'm a dick.
A defense would be nice.
Yeah, that's it. I agree with you. I think they should give him a month, 2 months. To be honest with you, that's kind of my safe zone. I think they should do with him. But like you said, I feel the WWE is going to do what they do, and there probably is a good chance that Kevin Owens walks away. They could have even told Kevin look, man, you're off of WrestleMania, but we're going to make you the first challenger, and you're going to win the WWE title. So just stay content. And if I was told, look, you're off WrestleMania, but you're going to win WWE title in a month or two, okay. But I'd also be I don't trust you. So,
I don't think anybody can trust
the Bret Hart Screwjob one. I don't trust you, Vince. I don't trust you.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to our predictions for who we think are going to be the entrants. They're announcing them next week. So we have the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up on May 19th. And actually, we're going to be doing a pre-show for it on Full Press Radio. So guys, tune into that. And also, we have a thread on our website in the forums. If you want to go to our website, www.talkamania.com, and just leave your predictions there. We're trying to get as many people on there. It's going to be fun. If you do end up posting your predictions, we'll feature you on the show. We'll talk about you. We'll plug your Twitter and all that good stuff. But just join in the party, man. It'll be fun. There'll be some shit talking, and who knows where it can go. So it should be good. All right, Dez, let's start off with the women's championship, women's ladder in the match. Whoa, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
You good?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
good?
stroking out.
All right.
How many competitors are usually in this match?
I don't
Is it
know.
five or
I
is
don't
it
know. You
six?
totally caught me off guard. I didn't know we were going to do
Yeah.
predictions, and I don't know how many people are in a tag team match. So I'm not going to be able to tell you how many people are in a ladder match. Here's a question.
Let's pick five.
Are these Pats? I would say 6, maybe 5 or 6.
Six?
I don't know. But Raw SmackDown, are they mixed? Is there one for Raw and one for SmackDown, or do they generally mix them together?
Let's do 6. Let's do 3 from SmackDown and 3 from Raw. Let's start off with the ladies. And let's not try and choose who we think it's going to be. Let's choose who we want it to be.
Oh,
How about that?
I like that. That's fun.
Let's fantasy it. We'll go 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. You want to do it like that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, Dez, start us off.
You asshole.
Oh, all right. I'll start us off. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to think that Mandy Rose is going to be one of the participants in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's without a doubt. She's due. She has great entrance music, and she's, fantastic looking on camera. So I'm putting her in my match.
Fair enough. I'm going to have to say that Ember Moon's going to be in there.
Ooh, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon. Ember Moon's a SmackDown, right, as well? So that leaves another one. I don't think they're going to put Sonya Deville in there. If Mandy Rose is in there, Sonya's not going to be in there.
Well, here's the thing, though. It depends what they're planning on doing with the women's tag team titles, because if they're going to have them defending them, is it going to be like against the not Sky Pirates, against Asuka and Kairi straight up, or are they going to involve Sonya and your pick?
I don't know. I mean, there's no. I don't think there's going to be a women's tag team championship match at Money in the Bank.
Well, look, we're talking about who we want to be in there anyways, so
yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
Okay. Mandy Rose, Ember Moon. I'm going to think that they're going to put Brooks in there. Dana Brooks going to be in there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Dana Brooke is going to end up in that match. I think it's going to be a good chance for her to kind of showcase what she's got and try to make a name for herself. So, absolutely. Who else we got on the women's roster?
I'm going to pull up the women's roster, actually. Do you think Lana's going to be in there?
I would love to see Lana in that match. I'd like to see what she can do. Look, this is time to put up and shut up. She's always claiming that she wants her big moment. This could be a great match to have her big moment.
Ooh, I don't know. You think they make Lana win Money in the Bank?
Nope.
Nope.
But at least earn your stripes.
Yeah, that's true. I guess Bayley can go in there as well, because she's not.
I think
got a match
Bayley
in
will
Money in the
absolutely
Bank
be in
now.
that match. And I think if she's willing to come back and work, Sasha Banks should be in this match as well, too. Man, look, this might be the big win. There's a big rumor going out there that when she comes back, the WWE is going to give her a big win. They're also saying that they actually might give her the first women's match in Saudi Arabia. So those are 2 matches they're teasing. I don't think they can probably do that. The second,
Yeah,
of the 2.
I wouldn't promise her that because there's not even a chance. They're not even sure that there's going to be women allowed there.
Well, that's it. So I don't think they can promise her that. So to me, it would have to be the Money in the Bank match. So they'll probably put her in there, have her win it, hold on to the contract. She'll be the boss with the briefcase, and she'll be waiting for her chance to cash in that briefcase and become the champion once again.
Fuck, there's a lot of women, man. Actually, now that I'm looking.
I think
at
Ruby
it.
Riot should
Okay.
be in there. I think that'd be great. I think she's earned it. She worked her ass off.
Okay, I actually got a list in front of me now, so it's gonna be a little bit easier. Okay, Nikki Cross is probably not going to be in there. I would assume Natalya is probably not going to be in there.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think. Okay. So we said Sasha Banks for sure. Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, Dana Brooke. That's 4. Bayley. Okay, then we got to think it's going to be either Ruby, Logan, or Liv to round that out.
I don't know if Liv would be ready to go out on her own in a Money in the Bank match. They didn't even have her on SmackDown this week.
And we have Carmella as well.
Oh yeah, but you gotta also think, okay, who is built for a Money in the Bank ladder match? Who can hang? Who can hang?
Well, Carmella's won. So you don't think that she'll be in there and being like, oh, I've already won one of these, blah, blah,
absolutely.
Blah, blah.
It's an easy in. They don't have anything for her to do at the moment, so I could absolutely see Carmella. I honestly don't know if you'll see Mandy Rose in there, just because I
think you're right.
I feel like an easy out is to throw those into like a 3-way tag team match.
Okay.
So you got Sasha, you got Bayley, you got potentially Ruby, Dana Brooke.
Sasha?
Ember.
I'm writing these down as fast as we can go. I got Carmella, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, Dana Brooke, Ruby Riott, and Bayley. That sounds like it would be a great match.
That could be a good match. I like it.
Okay. All right, those are our picks. Let's go with that. And who do you have coming out of there?
Who do we got again? No.
Carmella.
Sasha Banks. I think I told you. Sasha Banks. If Sasha Banks is going to be in this match, Sasha Banks will 1,000,000% win this match.
You know what? I agree, but I kind of hope she doesn't because I'd like to watch the world burn. Oh, Mickie James. We didn't even think about Mickie James. She should totally be in there. Maybe she would be in there instead of Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke's going to be in there before Mickie James.
You think
not that
so?
I disagree with you. I just think they're not invested in Mickie James. People want her, but they're not getting her, unfortunately. I think she totally should, though. I do. And Alexa Bliss, too. I don't think she's going to be in there either because I think she's just too tiny and her head's too delicate right now.
Yeah, and she won last year, I believe, and cashed in that night, which was kind of
how badass would it be if like Sasha's going up to win it, and then like nostalgic back to the Elimination Chamber, Bayley like knocks Sasha off the ladder and then goes and wins herself.
Honestly, yeah, that would be good. Bayley or Sasha winning, I think we're all winners if either of those two win. Just because I think the storyline of Sasha coming back, even though I'm not a huge fan of her, I think the diehard fans would be really happy. So it'll bring some pop.
Dirty pop.
All right, let's do the men's. This is going to be tough. I think it's going to be a stacked match. Like usually they kind of have mid-carders, maybe one or two main eventers in it. I think this is going to be like all main eventers.
All right, one man that I want to see in there, and I think he should be in there and will be in there. I want to see what he can do in a ladder match. Ricochet.
Yeah, I'm writing his name.
Ricochet.
Oh, shit. I don't think he's going to be in there, though, man.
Too soon? Too soon?
I just don't feel like he's part of the main picture. Like, I actually, when I was writing down the name, I thought you were going to say Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre is going to be.
I think he should be in the match. Obviously, it makes sense to put him in there, unless they start like this feud with Baron Corbin and they just have a dirty, terrible singles match. The thing is I'm worried. If you put Drew McIntyre in a ladder match, he has long legs. He's susceptible to injury. I'm just worried that he goes to that match and then we lose Drew McIntyre for the next like 4 months.
Yeah, but it's who you want.
Right. So yeah, you absolutely would want Drew McIntyre in there as well.
Okay, so let's put Drew in there for sure.
Well,
you got to imagine.
I definitely want Ricochet. If we're doing wants, I mean, you want him, I want
Ricochet.
him. We both want Ricochet.
If Ricochet's in there, I'm putting Aleister Black in. But I really don't think either of them are going to be in there because it's just too soon.
Well, fuck, you keep changing the rules on me. Like,
I know. It's hard to, like, blindly...
Well, look, we're going through people we can whittle down. Put them in there for now.
All right, they're on
the
list.
Do you think Bray Wyatt is going to be involved in this match? Do you think he's going to be ready for Money in the Bank? No, not yet. You think he's going to be doing his promos for the next few weeks?
Yeah, I think we're unfortunately going to see that promo for, like, the next 5 weeks.
Okay.
And it's going to ruin everything. Because we already saw it twice, which is kind of shitty. But
all right, one man I do think that's going to be in there, Cesaro.
Fuck. Okay, I'll throw him on there.
He's totally going to be in there. There's nothing for him to do. He could shine. I think he could do some cool things. He'll do like some kind of like weird spot where he spins a guy on a ladder, doing like the airplane spin, or doing the thing he does, the spinny thing, majigger.
Like I get it. I think like any other year he would be in it, but I really do think that this year it's going to be, like, honestly, McIntyre, Corbin, Lashley from Raw, as shitty as that is, and I think it's going to be like Mrs. Raw. Who else? Mrs. Raw. Oh shit.
And Miz will probably be in the match too.
Fuck, everybody's going to be in
There's
this
so
match.
many people.
How are they going to do this?
Yeah, maybe we
I'm
won't
just
get
looking through
Ricochet
it now.
after all then. I don't know.
Okay, I got Miz there. Right now I got McIntyre, Ricochet, Black, Corbin, Cesaro, Lashley, and Miz. Okay, nobody from New Day is going to be in there. I'm just scrolling down the list right now. Shelton Benjamin, Shinsuke, no, they're not going to be in there. Those are all the guys that are in tag teams. Sami Zayn?
I'm trying to look at the SmackDown roster because you think they're going to include people from the SmackDown roster.
Yeah. It's going to be 3-3. For sure it's going to be 3 and 3.
But who from the SmackDown roster?
I don't know. Let me go to the SmackDown roster, actually. I'm blending
I
them
have
both
a feeling
together
Finn
and,
Balor will defend against Andrade in a match.
Yeah, I agree. They're not going to be in a match together, that's for sure. Okay, let's go to SmackDown
So we
Live.
really don't have too many people from SmackDown.
Ali might be in
Yeah,
there.
I guess you could put Ali in that match.
Okay, we're going to dwindle this down, though, guys. We're going to get there. Andrade's not going to be in there. Buddy Murphy's not going to be in there. Brian's not going to be in there. Elias, no.
Randy Orton.
Harper's still on the SmackDown roster. That's weird.
I don't know.
What about Jinder?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they probably could put him in there, but I feel like there's just so many better choices.
Lars Sullivan?
Too soon.
Randy Orton?
I think that's too much of a demand for him.
Okay, I think we have the short list.
But we have. If we would have to do 3 from SmackDown and 3 from Raw.
Okay.
Then.
Okay, I'm going to put little notes. Okay, McIntyre's Raw. Ricochet is Raw. Black is SmackDown. Corbin is Raw. Cesaro's Raw. Lashley's Raw. Ali's SmackDown. Sullivan's SmackDown. Oh, shit. Damn, I think Sullivan's going to be in this match, man.
Well, you know what? Throw the guy in the water, sink or swim, see what he can do. You know, he's been taking people out left and right every week. What's the plan otherwise? So.
Okay, so let's put Sullivan in. Even though we don't want him in there. Sullivan's in there. There's nobody else, man. Take a look. There's nobody else. Unless it's going to be like Apollo Crews or like Chad Gable or Jinder. So do you see any of those guys being ahead of Sullivan to be in this match?
I just don't see them putting Sullivan. It just wouldn't make sense. He's ripping apart legends week after week, and then he's just putting the Money in the Bank. Maybe. I don't know. You know what? I have this feeling. I have this sinking feeling. We're on this whole Lars Sullivan train. I feel like something's going to happen. Something's going to slip up. He's gonna get doghoused.
Oh, fucking right. Or he's going to get hurt.
I don't think it's going to be like now or immediate, but I think something's going to happen along the way, guys, where he's going to get doghoused.
Maybe he'll kick a baby. Like Shinsuke. Was it Shinsuke that kicked the baby?
Shinsuke wasn't my fault.
All right, let's pick him, man. Okay, let's go. McIntyre, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so Drew Mac is in there. That's our first pick. Ricochet, yes or no?
Well, look. If the SmackDown roster is so thin, or at least so hard picking people to put in this match, I would have to think Aleister Black would be a great person to put in this match. So, you know what? In terms of the excitement, the possibility of putting Aleister and Ricochet in a ladder match, let's put both of them in there, and I think that's going to happen.
Okay.
I would actually put them both being in this match because of the type of match it is and the type of energy both these guys bring, that I would actually say that you'll maybe even, instead of having them in a Money in the Bank ladder match, having Corbin versus Drew McIntyre in a one-on-one match outside of this Money in the Bank match, which is garbage, absolutely. But from what we,
it would make this, it would make this match better.
It would make this match a little bit better. I don't want to see Corbin in it. I want to see Drew McIntyre in it. I don't want him to risk injury, however. But at the same time, just looking at the match result this week in the Triple Threat, Drew obviously has some unsettled business for Baron Corbin, so maybe they're just not in the cards here. And also, Drew McIntyre doesn't need to be a Money in the Bank guy. He can win the championships by some other means. So I'll leave it at that.
I just see McIntyre, Corbin, and Lashley working together the whole entire match, and then them all fighting to climb that ladder at the end. I really do see that. This is a tough one. I don't think Cesaro's in there. I'm going to cross him off the list. I just don't see him in there. Like, I get he would be in there for the spot, like you mentioned, but...
Well, one big guy we're thinking, what about Braun Strowman being in it again?
Oh, God, Braun Strowman, holy shit. I didn't even think about him. I think he's going into a program with Samoa Joe.
Right.
I hope he is.
Right, that's true. And then they can have that U.S. Championship match.
Can we at least agree that it's going to be Ali and Black from SmackDown? That's pretty much all we can really.
2 newbies from SmackDown.
Okay, but they're announcing it next week, so we have to come up with 6. So let's just fucking do it. Here's my picks, then you tell me your picks, and then we'll try and narrow it down after that. I'm going to go with McIntyre, Corbin, Lashley, and then Aleister Black, Sullivan, and Ali from SmackDown.
Cool. I respect that. I'm going to have to do... Fuck, man. I don't know, man. I wasn't ready for this at all, clearly.
I feel like they're going to put either Ricochet or Black in there, but not the both of them.
I just feel like you don't put a Ricochet in a match like this, you're losing out, man. You got to put him in a match like this.
I know, but it's just...
Don't put Lashley in there. He was even on Raw this week.
Okay, let's go McIntyre, Corbin, Ricochet.
But I also feel like you can't have those two without Lashley.
This is like a really tough math.
We were like,
puzzle.
today we were like, yeah, we'll throw together no problem. And now it's like, shit.
Obviously, we have no clue who's going to be in the Money in the Bank, and that's exciting. But let's just say screw Raw and screw SmackDown. Let's pick 6 superstars we want in there. We could obviously agree on it.
Starting over now? What is this?
Yeah. We're gonna do Ricochet, Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre, Miz, Cesaro, and
Dude,
Ali.
I'm totally down to have Miz in there. I'm totally down to have Miz win this whole thing.
I think that would be a good match. I think that would be a great match.
Totally down.
We've obviously completely screwed up this segment. We were not prepared. The women, we did a pretty good job on the women.
Yeah, we were
Not gonna
really pretty quick to the point on that one. But, I mean, just
Yeah.
a lot of options, man. Both
Yeah.
rosters are stacked.
Watch us be completely wrong. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. This is what we got going on. We have a live show May 19th on Full Press Radio at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We're taking questions, we're call-ins. We're going to do a little showdown with the guys over at Boot to the Face. So they're going to be calling into the show.
Not only is it a showdown, I'm going to point out that we've been taking these guys on in predictions. It's one-on-one. We got one over them on the Royal Rumble. They got one over on us at WrestleMania. And this is the tiebreaker. This is for all the matzo balls. Talkamania versus Boot to the Face, Money in the Bank. And this one's an interesting one. I'm really excited for this because there's so many combinations. There's so many variables. There's so many participants in these Money in the Bank matches. So anything could happen.
Hopefully they tell us who they are.
Oh, yeah. They'll do a better job than us, hopefully, because that's hard, man. We're so far out from Money in the Bank still, so it's kind of hard to say. But we'll have more, obviously, to say on it in the coming weeks. We're having some fun tonight. We're having some drinks, and we are enjoying our build-up. And we will be kicking Boot to the Face's face in Money in the Bank predictions. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah. Guys, we're also building our following on Instagram. So if you guys are headed to any wrestling shows, either locally or WWE events or NXT events, let us know on Twitter because we want to feature your photos on our Instagram. We'll plug you. We'll help you out. And it'll help us out too. We don't have all the content in the world to throw on Instagram, so anything will help. And I think it would be cool if our Instagram followers could see some pictures from live shows, and plus it gets your name out there. So that's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
And Dez, actually, you're gonna take a whole bunch of pictures of all your memorabilia. We're gonna post that up on Instagram.
We're gonna put out some photos of the figures, the memorabilia, what I got going on in my office because I got some cool stuff going on. But we'll be throwing that out there, guys, and make sure to follow us, like Jay said, on Instagram. Talkamania.
Yeah, and we're also going to be available any day now on iHeartRadio, finally, and TuneIn Radio. So we're just waiting for confirmation on that. And guys, check out Full Press Coverage. Check out Full Press Coverage Wrestling. Follow them on Twitter at FPC_wrestling. Check out their site. They have some cool articles on there. And actually, they're looking for content creators to join the site. So if you're looking to get your content out there, reach out to Evan, really cool guy. And you can find him at FPC_wrestling on Twitter. And of course, we'll be back next week with another episode of Talkamania. Until then, J-Bomb's out. Dez, say bye.
As always. Happy Rusev Day!